in UK means my lecture cannot be telecast, my video cassette cannot be sold, my book cannot be excluded means I am not congenial to society of UK. So I am not allowed to enter, but my video cassettes can be sold, books can be sold, my programs can be seen. So they excluded me. And 10 years later, in 2019, before that, what does Allah do? Later on, Theresa May becomes the Home Secretary, she becomes the Prime Minister. Because there's so much infighting in the party, that she's the black sheep, she becomes the Prime Minister. And when she becomes the Prime Minister, there is so much of problem in the government, she has to resign and she cries in front of the public. So Allah humiliated her. Yamkuru yamkurallahu wallahu khairul makirin. They planned and plotted, Allah too. And what happens in 2019, 10 years later, Priti Patel is a UK national of Indian origin. She becomes the Home Secretary. Now she is in place of Theresa May. When she becomes Home Secretary in July 2019, within a short span of time, she gives the statement, we will terrorize all the criminals of UK. So now she becomes a terrorist. The Home Secretary of UK is now a terrorist. Good or bad? If she's terrorizing the criminals, it is good. So when I say Muslims should terrorize the criminals, I become a terrorist. When she says she is Home Secretary, she is being praised. Very good, very good. Double standard. So Allah makes it happen. Maybe she saw my video cassette because she's of Indian origin, Hindu, Priti Patel. Indian origin, UK national, becomes Home Secretary. Maybe she saw my video. Very good. So she gives the statement which comes headlines in the UK place, in the UK papers, that we will terrorize the criminals of UK. That means she wants to terrorize. She becomes the terrorist now. These are double standards. Now many a times, two different labels are given for the same activity of the same individual. Two different labels. For example, before India got its freedom, more than 75 years back, there were many Indians who were fighting for the freedom of the country. Now these people, by the British government, they were called as terrorists. But the common Indians, we call these people as freedom fighters. We call them as patriots. Same people, same activity, two different labels. Some people are calling them terrorists, some people are calling them as patriots, freedom fighters. Same people, same activity. If you agree with the view of the British government that they had the right to rule over India, then you'll call these people as terrorists. But if you agree with the view of the common Indians that the Britishers came to India to do business, they have no right to rule over us, then you'll call these people as freedom fighters. And one of the famous freedom fighters, Bhagat Singh, the British government called him a terrorist and hanged him. We common Indians, we called him Deshbhakt, a patriot, a freedom fighter. Same person, same activity, two different labels. Some people are calling him hero, the Britishers are calling him a villain. Therefore I told you, media can convert black into white, day into night, hero into a villain, villain into a hero. Same people, same activity, two different labels, and you have umpteen number of examples. We know in 1775, when the Americans were fighting for the freedom against the British, the Britishers were ruling USA, before USA was formed, was ruling over America. And there were many Americans who were fighting for the freedom. In 1775, George Washington, at that time, by the British government, he was called as terrorist number one in the world. Later on, when Americans get their freedom and they make USA, United States of America, the same terrorist number one, George Washington, becomes the president of USA. Imagine, terrorist number one becomes the president of USA. One country is calling him a terrorist, the other country is calling him freedom fighter. And both of them then get together, now they are terrorizing the full world, UK and America put together. And they say that we have the maximum human rights, we fight for human values. This is nothing but a show. They attack countries which are less equipped for money, and they're saying we are going there for peace. War for peace. They are war on peace. Attacking Afghanistan, one of the least equipped country in the world. For 20 years, what does Allah do? Turns the table. After spending trillions of dollars, they had to retreat. They were a mujahideen, the real jihad. Taliban. They trained them. They spend millions of dollars in training.